Good afternoon, curling fans. Welcome back for another session of the Belgian Curling League. We are in the doubles again today. So we have
somebody clapping.
Noise, so a lot of noise going on. Yeah, we have double trouble going up against Bilenky. Bilenky, they've already played once this morning, and they lost a tough match against IDK. Caro and Jeroen, this might be their Michael Jordan flu game. They are both sick, but they're opting to play these games anyway because it's kind of hard to schedule things. So they are not feeling their best. But if you look at what they did in their LSDs, it's going to be hard to say they're not playing well. A total of 17.5 centimeters. So it's really, really like if this their bad form, double trouble's in for an afternoon of a tough match.
Yeah, Caro and Jeroen, they're one of the couple players. We have some male-female couples here in the club. I think SD Rocks is one of those examples, Stefan and Danielle, and there are some others. But Caro and Jeroen, they're a couple, so that should give some advantages. Their communication should be top-notch. Disadvantages, of course, if one gets the flu, the other one gets the flu as well. Yeah, that's the big disadvantage, of course. But, well, like you said, they have thrown an awesome LSD, so it doesn't seem to affect their performances. This morning they were up against Timo, also kind of candidates, one of the candidates to actually win the doubles league, so pretty strong game. Maybe this game is a different setup with Martijn and Gregory. They have played some games so far. They are former Belgium national players. I think Martijn played in a doubles game in the past together with Melody. I don't think she curls anymore. And then Gregory played with Team Verreken a couple of years ago, so they're kind of senior players. They are retired from national teams, but of course they're very competitive in these double leagues, especially for Gregory. He only competes in the double leagues. He's not competing in regular leagues, so this is kind of his time to shine in these games. So they're not going to give up that easily. They're going to put their best performances against Caro and Jeroen.
Yeah, and we see that they're just about to start their LSDs. Why don't we pop on over there? We can give a little commentary on that. So just a reminder that each team throws a stone, trying to get it as close to the center as possible. Each member of each team throws a stone closest to the as possible. They add up the total distance from the center, and whichever team has the lowest total gets to choose hammer or... Yeah, gets to choose the hammer. Ooh, they're both sleeping on this one. This one is coming up light, so that is going to guarantee that Bilenky will have the hammer. So Pim, your house is safe, and we'll get your name right eventually. We've only been doing this together for a year, so...
Yeah.
Too many Wims, Pims, Kims, and no gyms.
No gyms so far, no. Yeah, so just before the game, I mentioned to John, like, with an LSD of 17, I'm really willing to bet my entire life savings that Bilenky is going to take the hammer in this game. And
now, does it count if Bilenky chooses to go first, or they don't take the hammer? So then you would lose your house. You would lose everything. All right, so here we have Martijn is going to throw his. You know, often winning the LSD doesn't have a direct impact on winning the match, but it always does feel nice to get a stone in the house. It means you dialed it down in practice. And now, is this one going to be too deep? No, that's going to stay.
It's in the blue. It's a little bit deep though.
At least it stayed in the house. They do get a measure. I'm going to guess around 120 centimeters is going to be my guess.
Yes, like you said, you did some 7-minute practice, and then if you throw a stone across the house or not into the house, it feels not that rewarding. Looking back at your practice, if you can't really manage to get that weight, but we've seen teams getting the hammer and then losing the game, so it doesn't really matter that much, especially in those doubles games.
All right.
So just before the game, I think they're going to do the little handshakes.
Fists and elbow bumps, yeah, obviously with the sickness, and there goes Caro coughing into her elbow, so right on cue. So, yeah, Jeroen being sick, I think he looked, when he was sitting here in the clubhouse before the match, he looked sicker than Caro. Not to say that they're not both sick, but he just looked absolutely miserable, like he wanted to go home and get into bed and wake up in the future.
So let's have a quick peek at the standings while they are setting up the game. So we're having a match over at Group B, Bilenky versus Double Trouble. Double Trouble played one game. They lost. They lost against the Ghent team. That was Roomaholics.
Yep.
And then Bilenky played this morning. They lost against Timo's team, IDK. But they're sitting top of the league with 4 points, but also with most games played. Both teams looking for a win here since they lost their previous games.
Yep.
Still think Bilenky should come out on top.
Yeah, Bilenky has to be the favorite on this one. Not to say the Double Trouble, I don't think there's a big difference between the two skills, but I think with both Caro and Jeroen just coming back from the European Championships, I mean, they had a lot of training going up into it, so they're going to be like in top form right now. So it's going to be a tough match for Double Trouble, I think. I think I would give the edge or the advantage to Bilenky in this match.
Yep.
But I expect to see a good match either way.
True. And also Jeroen is one of those players that can actually carry a team. We've seen it in club championships where he can make a difference in a game where the team's struggling. But of course he's a little bit sick today, so who knows?
Yeah, who knows how that's going to affect 2 matches back to back, being sick. You know, fortunately it's doubles matches. They are a little bit they're shorter in length. Not as many stones to throw, so maybe that won't hurt them as much. And so Martijn's starting us off with the first stone draw. It looks
not falling enough.
No. The ice looks considerably faster than the match this morning.
So not a lot of spin on this stone as well. That can give some effects. Harder to compare stones.
Yep. Caro with her lead stone of the match.
The first peekaboo of the day here live on stream.
She's down and peekaboo. Not as much oomph in that peekaboo. I mean, that's clearly the illness.
Yep.
But she's still there. It is. This one's coming up a little bit light. Looks like it's going to just tap the guard.
Yep.
Jeroen's gonna try to sweep this one into the house.
It's in the house
there, so in a good position to use as maybe an angle raise or takeout. So still in a good position. Gregory is investigating.
He's taking some drinks.
Which gripper is his, even though he's sliding, so he doesn't necessarily need the gripper.
Yeah.
We do have another match going on over on sheet B. We have Vady against Pi Squared. So we'll keep tabs on that match as it progresses.
Is Vady still the official national teams for the doubles? Or is it still SD Rocks?
It's SD Rocks.
Did they compete in a tournament, SD Rocks? They won the challenge last year, but I can't really recall whether there was a tournament.
I don't know. I don't recall either. All right. That one got onto there, tapped it into the house, so it's still sitting. It's kind of protecting it, or guarding that center thing, but it's a good position for Double Trouble there with that yellow stone. They can use that to advance, so I think we might see Jeroen just peel it off, get it out of there. Yep. Oops. It's quite hard. Yep, I think that one was a bit inside. Take the guard, as she said. So against the guard, so it's just going to open things up.
Can you already take out the guard, or has...
Yes, because there were already 5 stones in play, so that was allowed. But yeah, if they were playing a takeout, that means they could have taken out.
Yeah, true.
They would have known that. I might forget, but they would have known.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the team in the red jackets is playing the yellow stones, and the team in the blue jackets is playing the red stones.
Yep.
So the team in the red jackets is playing the yellow stones, and the team in the blue jackets
Oh,
is
I know.
the red stones.
I'm hearing us twice, and I know why. Oh. Oh, you have it on your phone. That's why.
But,
Okay.
oh yeah, yeah.
I was hearing us twice. That means they can hear us twice, and that's not the right thing. You can hide that screen. Don't close it. Just minimize it. There we go.
There we go. All right.
Okay, so Jeroen with his second stone at the end. With things being a bit open, they're just going to try to draw this one onto the button. Caro is asking it to fall, kind of pointing it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way, so...
Maybe if you ask very, very nicely, but I don't think it would work that way. Still a good stone, I guess.
It's going to tuck in there nicely, yep. There's a little bit of a gap. They can double that out if they choose.
Oh, there's the Hachu confirming the states team Bilenky is in. I think that's maybe a result of going to Sweden with freezing temperatures, spending a lot of time in an ice ring.
Yep. Misses the double, takes their own stone out behind. Sorry, I was updating something, but now we're all okay. Updating our internal scoreboard, so I had the names in the right place because I had Gregory and Martijn in the wrong position, so it was confusing me as to which stone it was. And now I am unconfused. Except somehow the... There we go. That's weird. Okay, we'll figure this out. There's a little something with the color. Somehow it got swapped, and we'll figure that out.
Yeah. People at home wouldn't notice on screen, so that doesn't really matter. Alright, 3 stones in the house for Bilenky. Kind of strong opening. But it's still open. Leaves.
Wonder if it's set up for potential triple? Maybe that stack up is just good enough that it would protect that back stone. Might be looking at a draw here. That's true with it. Well, yeah, this is their last stone, so it's going to...
Yeah, they have to seek for an opportunity to score here. At least make sure they don't allow Bilenky to score 3 or 4 points, because that would be worst case scenario to start your game with 3 or 4 house against. It's always a little bit of a risk with takeouts, of course, but if they're outside.
Yep, Gregory immediately threw his hand out to the side, so that one is going to be wide. Don't even think it's going to catch the red.
No. This could be a little bit painful.
It's, yeah.
Gives Bilenky pretty straightforward option to take the 4 points, unwrap the gifts.
Yeah, a lot of places are celebrating Sinterklaas today, so this could be a Sinterklaas gift.
Yeah. I was wondering how long it would take you to make a Sinterklaas reference with a game with Martijn on the ice.
Yeah, apparently
He's our local Sinterklaas.
Yeah.
The most beautiful beard we have. Jeroen also has a beard, but not a grey one.
Yeah.
Still a young player's beard. Maybe he's saving up.
Yeah, I like seeing the older pictures of Martijn out there with the beard isn't as gray, and it's like, oh, okay. He's always had the beard. Caro asking for it to fall. Jeroen's trying to sweep this to make sure this gets all the way into the white.
Yeah. Looks light indeed, and it would be a little bit unfortunate with all of the backing if you throw light and just take 3 points. It's even with 3 points, you feel bad missing those points.
Yeah, you hate leaving points out on the ice, especially when it's a relatively easy draw. You know, it's and backing. It's as long as she didn't send a rocket, everything was going to stay in place, probably. So, but hey, stealing or taking 3 on your first end hammer, that's always a positive. I'm trying to remember with the match with Double Trouble and Brumaholics. Did they give up a lot of big ends, or were they just kind of missing opportunities when they had the chance?
I can't recall by heart. I remember quite a lot of stones that fell too short and missed opportunities, but I don't know whether that impacted in or resulted in a big house or a big score.
Well, I don't recall any. I know that's true. They gave up a 3 end, but then scored a 4 on their own. So.
Oh, wasn't that the game with 1, 2, 3, 4, or was that a different game?
That was a different game. That was Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Yep, started sweeping that one right away. So it's going to get around that guard. It is, but I don't think it's going to have enough to get all the way to the house.
Nope. Caro is giving Jeroen a lot of sweeping practice so far.
Yep. And with his illness, I don't think he's going to enjoy that a lot.
Nope.
Yeah. He put his broom down on the side. He just looks like he has just not much energy right now, and that could prove to hurt them if they're starting to leave shots short, and the sweepers have to do a lot of work. I mean, both of them being sick, that could come back to haunt them later in the match. He wants us to come around.
Comes round 1, comes round 2, and sits in the house.
That's a pretty good stone right there. That's gonna to make it much more difficult to get onto that button, as we're seeing that stones aren't falling a huge amount. So that's gonna close off that button. Now they can still come around this other side with that red one being higher out of the house. So. Maybe they'll be able to get a little bit onto it. I don't think they'll be able to get all the way onto the pin, but... Just telling him to wait, hold off, hold off. Want this one to go, and now there she goes.
Starting to pull hard here.
Takes that one right around. Is that going to get down enough? Oh, wow. Just comes up short. I mean, that was just as close as you could get to that guard without touching it. That was a really good line there. Just needs a little bit more, slight bit more weight.
Oops. Almost tripped there.
Yeah. And Martijn has been having problems with his back as well, so that you saw him kind of wince and grab his back right there. So I wonder how that will affect his sweeping and sliding. Martijn saying he likes the line. Looks like that's a bit inside for me, though. It's gonna fall onto the guard. Not really what they wanted to have happen there. They really like that guard sitting there and kind of protect it. Now that opens things up a little bit for Jeroen. Possibility of a double there.
Jeroen opting for a run back takeout here.
And no sit would be good here, I think. So I guess they're not going at the takeout here. Maybe you're just going to try to draw it around. Line looks okay. But looks like that's falling. Interesting call there.
Yep.
Not sure what they wanted to do. Yeah, that one's perplexing. I mean, I'm wondering if he was trying to draw it around behind. You know, Caro didn't really give much indication. I know at one point he asked for about a takeout, but yeah, I think Gregory is just going to maybe draw this on, hit onto the red, tap their yellow one back.
My guess is they're trying to draw and then sit in the front of the reds as a second shot and closing down the draw option for Jeroen and Caro. And if it sneaks behind the guards, maybe takes away the run back opportunities.
Yep, this is gonna run back. This is gonna fall onto it.
And that's also a possibility indeed. So just kind of promoting the yellow one.
Maybe a little bit hard.
Oof.
But
they're still sitting two.
Yep. Still sitting two. Yeah, that's maybe not what they intended, but pretty good shot there. I think I'll write it down. Just give me something to write down. No, it wasn't Martijn. Pen's in the way. Tap. Back. 2. There we go. I think we might see Jeroen try the same type of shot here. Tap onto that yellow, tap onto the red, because now there's backing.
This could end up real nice.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Let's write that one down too.
So now it's red is sitting at 1. I think this is where a player like Jeroen can turn the tide.
Now they are sitting. It is set up for a double there.
Mm-hmm.
No sit on the red. Would take out both reds, leave yellow sitting 3. So maybe go to the overhead cam. Yeah, there we go. You can see those reds are stacked up and that there's room behind that other red between those yellows to go out of the house. So all they really need is just nose hit. Nose hit on that top red. And I think this clears them out. It clears red out of the house, and then yellow sits 3.
Can they pull it off?
Needs it to fall. I think it's a little bit outside. Oh,
Worst case, tapping in another red one.
yeah. Jams on the yellow, sits 2 there, so now all they need to do is keep forgetting. Set one, set up a guard right in front. I mean, they could even potentially put a 3rd one right there in the red, but I would think that might leave too much of a possibility to get the other ones out back, so I think they're gonna maybe try to draw. Oh, I'm actually way behind on stones since it's Caro's turn. I need to get into the habit of hitting next. I need to get that tapping that button.
Yeah.
Making sure the stones stay up to date. I need some sort of little thing I can hold in my hand and just click.
Yeah. Alright, Caro setting up for this stone. Jeroen probably mentioning, please don't make me sweep too hard.
I've seen blood on the ice, but I've yet to see anybody get sick on the ice, so yeah. Let's hope we don't see that today.
Well, so far for the non-sweeping.
I want to make sure this one gets over the line and that I'll have enough chance to curl.
The card is good enough, right?
Yep, that's all they needed. Just something like that, and I think that's probably best. There is that gap in the middle there, but that is such a tight gap. That's what he said. I know it's too early for these types of things, those types of jokes. It's supposed to wait till after 10 o'clock, but...
And on the day of the Lord.
Yeah. Well, as a Satan-worshipping atheist, I'm going to hell anyway. If I believed in such a place. Okay. We'll leave the controversial subject there and move back to the curling.
Yeah, I don't think there's any curling in hell since it's a little too super warm, hot area.
Well, that would be kind of a definition of hell where they have a curling rink but no ice.
Yeah, indeed.
They have all the brooms and stones and everything laid out, but no ice.
They just make you sweep and sweep forever.
Yep.
That's a confidence vote right there.
It's yelling at it. He wants this one to hold. Is that going to? No. Want to make sure that doesn't kick that red one in any further. And that is a steal of 2 for Bilenky.
Well, if their plan was to get home early, then they're well on their way so far.
Yep, they want to move this one quick. You know, how many points did Michael Jordan score in his flu game? It was like 50.
I don't know.
So
I never watched basketball.
Like, I'm gonna quickly Google this. I just know that it's a very famous game. He had the flu and scored a ton of points. It was in the 1997 finals.
1997. I was what was I? 9 years old.
He scored 38 points and beat the Utah Jazz in Game 5. So, big game there. So who knows? I mean, we won't see 50 or 37 points here just because it's not possible. But we are seeing Bilenky pour on some points early on. Quick update over on sheet B. Well, I don't know the colors, so maybe we'll have to wait. Yellow scored 1 in the first, but I don't know who's actually playing yellow.
I'm hoping that the VD is playing yellow since they're wearing the yellow jerseys.
I would hope so, but you could never assume.
I know Veerle is always in favor of playing yellow.
Yep. And I think the way Peter and... No? Not sure. Yeah, the way they're looking, I can't figure it out. So here we have one. This one's got a nice weight, but just not going to curl enough, and it's just going to hit a little bit. Nope, it's just by. I think that's just inside. That is sitting shot, but it is out in the open. They're going to want to try to hit and roll or get on the nose, but I think this is going to be a little bit outside. Got to be careful that it doesn't jam that red onto the...
Yeah, they can take it out, so this is why Gregory was holding his broom.
Oh, right. I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah, so they have to put it back.
Obviously.
Well, it's also the reason why Caro was going back again and to skip a force.
I was watching the live action and not looking down the ice at the camera what was going on, so I was just looking at the line from behind. I think I will turn and watch television instead.
Those are a lot of words. You could also have said hashtag John was wrong.
Oh, John was confused.
John was confused. John was
old
confused old man, yeah.
Old man hashtag old man moment. Or elderly moment.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a bit outside. It's gonna be a decent weight though. Not gonna quite fall over to give them the guard that they need, but yeah, I think it protects it enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that position of the yellow behind the red just kind of make that difficult to get out of there without actually taking out the yellow as well. We're gonna try to draw in between, draw around that top guard and underneath the second guard. Potentially tap that red one out of the way. From our vantage point, line looks good. Want to make sure though this hits that red one. Oh,
nice.
That's a really nice stone.
This is very nice.
Very, very nice stone.
Fist bump.
Duly noted. That was a Perfect stone, exactly what they called. To give that one a 4. It is slightly behind the pin, so they do have the option if they get this around this guard, they can draw it onto it. Is that a bit wide though?
I think it's too wide. It'll tap the red one back.
Yeah, that one just didn't quite fall like they needed it. Probably a little bit outside their line. Difficult choice here for Double Trouble. Do they try to draw something in and guard that open ice side to the button? Do they try to put something in front of the Reds? Looks like they're going to come from the open ice side. Are they going to draw it onto the button? Or are they going to try to leave a guard? Who knows? Let's find out.
We'll know in just a second.
Ooh, very light, way inside. I do not think that is even going to get to the hot
No,
line.
unfortunately, it will not. I think it's light and inside, so not the stone they were looking for. Gregory. Yeah. Gregory is such an open book. He really expresses his emotion.
Yeah. I mean, he knows that was bad. He's just gonna laugh at it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing he can really do.
Oh, was messing with the wrong camera there. I think they're doubting whether it was something under the stone or not.
It did look like it broke quite heavily early. Like it turned a lot, but who knows? Who knows? There's something under the stone is the equivalent of the golfer. There was something the sun was in my eyes, you know.
Yeah, true.
Sometimes it's true, a lot of times.
Sometimes it's a coping mechanism to just
Yes.
accept. Immediate call for the sweep here.
It's gonna be
Wow.
oh, very nice stone there. Gets
Gets all the yellow out of the house and leaves them with 3 stones.
all right.
How do you deal with this kind of play? I mean, this is actually a big performance here from Jeroen.
Yeah, that was a big takeout there. Oops, I clicked too hard. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you set something up and then it all just goes away. Just like that. So I think they're just gonna try to draw this run around, try to get something back on the button behind this upper guard. I think the good thing for Double Trouble is those 2 reds in the house aren't usable for hit and roll, really. Certainly the one on the wall side. The one in the open is still a little bit in front of the tee line, but that would still require a pretty substantial weight to get that one to hit and roll on the right line to get it closer. Not wanting him to sweep it, so they want this one to fall and get down there. It's got decent weight, but it's just not going to curl enough.
Martijn was hoping it would fall behind the guards, but it...
Ooh.
Yeah, which one's closer? It's
That
very
is-
hard to tell. I think the players also don't really know for sure.
Yeah, they're looking. It could be the yellow one slightly if I'm looking at the overhead, but obviously we've got a skewed angle, so it's close. It's close.
I can tell, yeah.
If they had to pull out the measuring at the measuring device, it wouldn't surprise me. Alright, so Caro with her last stone of the end. They're going to try to just get rid of this yellow one. Force them to 1 or potentially steal 2 or 3. Or 4.
Gregory already starting to do the math on how much ends they're gonna play. I overheard him say, well, if they take 2, then we end up...
Oh, this was gonna fall a little bit? No, it's gonna be just fine.
They're sitting 4 right now, so no measure device needed.
Nope, nope, nope. Martijn is gonna have to...
Has to do it. Yeah.
Basically touching the red. They just have to get any part of the red and they're okay. Like I say that like it's a very easy thing to do.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah, we'll just take part of the red, no problem.
Like, these are actually the hard stones to throw. It's an open draw. You have to end up in the red, but if you screw up, you get to 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 points.
Yep.
You get to take a lot of damage. So
there's a part of me that would say, oh, why don't you just go around, come around the wall side, take out that red, use that red as backing.
yeah.
But if you're in too far, then you hit the front red, and if you're inside, yeah. So you have to go at the side. There's no backing.
And also Martijn missed some of the takeouts in previous ends, so maybe he just wants to go for a draw instead of missing another takeout.
Yeah. My vantage point, this one was a little bit wide, but he's jumping on the broom because he needs this one to get down there. Oh, he's asking for help. Can Gregory get out there?
Seems
enough?
so light.
It's way
And this
too
is
light.
again one of those worst case situations where if you miss your draw, you take 4 points. And a steal of 4 is very hard. This is a 9-0. Gregory still keeping up his spirits. But I can imagine this is not the start you hoped for.
Nope. And this is starting to really, it's each end that goes on, it's definitely Bilenky's flu game. They're adding more and more points.
Yeah.
It's not the playoffs, but it still is. Every match is important in the doubles league. Quick update on sheet B. Vady took the second end with 2, so they are leading 3-0 heading in the middle of the third end over P squared. I don't know how to say it. It's written PI, so that's
I would guess it's pi.
Pi, yeah. But they're both Peter.
Yeah.
P.
They wanted to avoid the name PP because PP in Dutch is I don't know. Is it in English PP?
Yep,
All right.
Yep. Same thing. Spelled differently, but you pronounce it the same way.
Yeah, so they went for P squared or pi squared, but let's face it, everybody knows.
Well, what was Dirk said they were P quadrat.
Yeah, that's the real Dutch pronunciation.
Oh, wait, we have our
yeah, quickly do the magic, get rid of those special bots.
Work there. Here.
I mean, I always appreciate if people want to offer us nice gifts, but maybe not that type of gift.
No.
They'll just take it as a compliment and leave it there.
Maybe that's the disadvantage of having a live chat versus top chat, because there's no direct moderation in there. Or there's no time, but then again, we wouldn't see it either until it popped up, so. Alright.
It's sitting a bit wide, I think. It's always an attempt to get it on the button behind the guards.
Yep, that one was wide. Comes up a little bit short as well, so it is not sitting shot. It's still yellow. So Double Trouble gonna try to draw in and get their own advantage. add to their advantage.
Oh. First mission here for Double Trouble is to win an end, see if they can score, and move on from there. This one is also way too light.
Yep.
Way too light. Yeah, that's the thing with sitting behind a 9-0. At some point you lose your focus. It seems like you've already lost the game, even though you're still in the fourth end.
Yep. Well, I mean, at this point, Bilenky can play very conservative. All they have to do is just not give up.
Yep.
Big ends. So at this point, they could just start, playing takeouts and knocking stones out of play once they're able to.
Well, if you have an off day, or if you have to have an off day, maybe it's better to have it against a team like Bilenky, where you might expect a loss, than to have it against a team where you want to be competitive, or a team that's in your range.
Yes. This one looks like it's going to be okay, but also a little bit wide.
Slightly deep.
Deep, so just not in there. Quick update from sheet B. He pi squared.
Pi squared.
Scored 1 in the third, so it is now 3-1 Vady over pi squared going into the fourth. Just starting the fourth.
Yeah.
Just confirming what they want to know, huh? What do you want? Do this. Oh, okay. Dane likes the line. They do have backing coming over there. They probably don't want to tap that one away, so this looks a little bit heavy though.
I think we'll tap out red.
And the yellow. It's definitely not what they wanted. They really did want that red one sitting right there behind it, so now there's a gap. It's like they're just gonna try to get this yellow one out of the house. Caro likes the line. Want to make sure this one stays out. Heard Gregory say something about a double, but I don't think that one was going to have enough power behind it to move both of them out of the way.
Gregory had a double takeout in mind, now something like that.
Now they have to look at their options. Do they try to set something back to score, or do they try to defend what they've got there? They can't stop both options. They can't cover both, so they got to pick one. I think since this one is the scoring stone that you want to protect this one. So I think even a freeze would be good because that would put it as second shot. Looks a bit heavy, like they were trying to run back takeout. That's outside. Yeah.
This one's outside indeed. I've seen them miss quite a lot of these takeouts so far. I think just the third time or maybe the fourth time.
Yeah, it's really struggling to find their lines, especially on the takeouts. And those are the ones you just really hate to miss. It's not that difficult. Or it's there's enough of the stone you can see it. You don't have to put that much pace on it. And yeah. Yeah, this one, even light is okay. They're not worried too much about scoring points. They just want to close out opportunities. And that one is just going to take away that draw from the side there. Actually, it's a lot deeper than I expected. I thought that one was going to stop outside the house, carry it all the way into the 8-foot. Still does its job, still protects things. Gives Gregory another opportunity to try to peel this one off.
Low sliding there from Gregory.
Yeah, that one overcorrected the other way. Martijn gave him less ice, and he was still inside. I believe I saw Caro tap somewhere in the middle, around the middle of the white circle. Just kind of something there in front of it, try to take away the draw to the center. And we're getting the static again.
Yep.
Caro says she thinks it's too hard. It's a bit outside.
Maybe they're gonna try to tap their red one a little bit better.
Yeah, since it's outside, they can tap it back to the inside, get it. Also, that's a great position right there.
Yeah, true. It's in front of the T line, so it sits in the front of the reds. Makes it harder for Double Trouble to make a good draw here.
Yeah, and it is sitting second shot. So right now, Bilenky sitting 2. Gregory needs to find some way to get in there. Looking at a potential double. Do they have I don't think they have anything in front of the house. They're standing in the way. I can't see. But I believe that the center guard got cleared earlier, so... Yeah, Martijn and Gregory are really good about blocking both camera angles. They like to stand on opposite sides like this. And nope, there is a yellow one up high. But it is off. It is off the center line, so I believe that it could be...
This is their last stone, and again,
possible.
They need to find a way to score a point here. If not, they could take 2. points, or they could have 2 points against.
Yep. Yeah, now that I can see it a little bit more, the double is there. They can get around that top guard. But this one needs to fall. I think this one's a bit outside. Yep.
Yeah.
It's only going to get onto the nose. It's not going to get over where they need it. And it needs to sweep it out back.
And one red.
One red.
And again, a steal for Bilenky. Or are they still doubting? No, that's one red, right?
Yeah, that's one red.
No doubt about that. Then 0.
Yep.
Technically, they can still win, of course.
They
But
can
halfway, 10-0 halfway, that's
Yep.
a bit decisive
I
already.
I think we're very likely headed to a 6-end match
Yep.
at this point. So yeah, you have to play 6 ends in the league. So even if you're down 15-0 after 5, you still have to play that 6th end. They're not down that far yet, but 10-0 after 4 is a pretty big hole to climb out of.
Yeah.
They're just cleaning up the stones on sheet B from the 4th end. Let's see what score Dirk puts up. Nope, he's gonna go set up the stones first. That's more important.
Gregory making it official. 10-0. It's a bit unfortunate because we kind of guessed that Bilenky is a stronger team in this matchup, but I was hoping for a more tight game. Seems like now
Yeah, I mean, we know Gregory and Martijn are good players, so this isn't, I think, indicative of their talent level, you know. But hey, even good players have bad games, and sometimes you just run across somebody who has an answer to everything that you can do. So,
yep.
we're not seeing Bilenky make many mistakes, which is normal for Jeroen and Caro. They don't tend to give you many opportunities, so if you don't take advantage of the ones they give you, you're going to see score lines like this against them. Martijn likes the line, but he's going to sweep it. Wants to make sure this gets around the guard. Might be a little bit light.
Yeah, they need to sweep it just for the length.
Just to get it inside that red one there. There we go. Oops. I definitely am going to need like a hand clicker that I can hold in my hand and click the buttons. Otherwise, I'm going to keep forgetting to click next.
Yeah.
You're just trying to tap this one. I think maybe try to draw it around, but they'd accept a tap back.
Small tap could also be good.
Yeah. 'Cause it doesn't have to go hard. A little bit on the outside, so that's going to fall just too far out, but it opens up that channel again. But that could also mean that Gregory can come around in there as well.
That's one sick boy.
Yeah.
I think he drained all of his energy.
think Caro drained all of his energy making him sweep. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's falling asleep right now. No, he's awake.
He wants to be asleep. He wants to
Yeah.
go to bed so badly.
Yeah. Caro's also a little bit sleepy.
Yeah.
It was an early morning if you have to be here for a 10 o'clock game.
And especially if you don't feel so good.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good stone.
A very nice one, yeah.
Gets in there, gets to the second spot, and blocks off that draw to the button. Seeing now they've posted the score over in sheet B. Vady took the fourth end with 1, so they are now leading 4-1 in the fifth end over there. Berla is yelling at Dirk. That's the funny part about curling. You never know when the skip is yelling if it's good or bad.
True. The sport with the sweeping and the yelling. Okay, so
This one's
a lot
bit-
of yelling but no sweeping.
It was already falling. I think there was nothing he could do to really save that.
Yeah.
Once it got offline, it was never gonna to come back. So now, see, what do you do here? They're looking at, okay, we want to try to score as many as we can. So potentially drawing up against it, or I think you're going to take this one out. Maybe try to roll over a little bit. But that open now, the center line is open now. A couple of options for running it back to take something out in the middle, but it'd be running one of their own stones back. So I think this is a good call here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're down by 10. What do you have to lose? To be honest, it's like, why not try to be a little bit more aggressive? You know, big end here, 4 gets you, a little bit further back, closer, brings you closer back to being in the game. I don't know if those were the right words. Those are just the words that came out.
Yeah. So are they discussing the way they want to curl the stone?
Yeah, they're trying to figure out which direction they want to come from. So, and I think that makes sense. You've got just off camera, you've got a higher guard that sits at the outside edge of that red one. So,
yeah, true. Whoa. Gregory almost tripping over the stone.
Yeah, and that one also falling a lot more. I think he... Ooh, it's going to fall. Maybe that gets a run back. Ooh, it just misses. Just fell a little bit too much. Just misses running it back onto that other red. Right. Jeroen's last stone of the end. Looks like he's going to try to do a double.
something's very exciting is going to happen over at sheet B, I guess.
Yep. Barely was yelling early, making Dirk sweep, and looked like it was a pretty good hit over there. Yep. She wants him to sweep, but Jeroen's like, nah.
Nah, I'm done sweeping. It's Tino.
I ain't got the energy for that.
Yeah.
Does get the tap. Does manage to move a couple of those stones out of the way.
Yeah.
Leaves everything open. But trying to see. Let's get a good view. I think the overhead camera unfortunately has the scoreboard in the way of the yellow stone there, but they do have a second yellow stone in the house underneath the scoreboard that is counting counting second. So yellow, double trouble lying 2. This is still this is Gregory's last stone. Still another one from Bilenky to come after this, as well as another one from Martijn. So still an opportunity to set up a good size score here.
Yep. They kind of need it also for their morale too. You don't want to walk away from a game not winning in any end.
Yeah.
You want at least one end that serves as a reference end or something that gives you a good momentum.
Oh, this one's falling. The line's not very... the speed's not very good. Is it going to get around that red? It's not. They want to make sure, though, it hits on the...
rolls
on the side of it, so it's going to roll in. That was not too bad. Yeah, they just really wanted to make sure they didn't hit on the top of that red and push that one in deeper than their scoring yellow, second scoring yellow. So that gives them 3 now, but they are lying open. The house is quite open. Potential double here.
Are they going for a double? Or
No, I don't think so. I think just looking at this angle, you could see it, but I think they're just going to try to draw in behind that yellow, put it somewhere on the wall side of the button, and force double trouble to draw for 1.
It feels as if they are going for a hit and roll, though. Since she's putting the handle to curl inside out.
Oh, yeah.
See my eagle eye catch that one. But it has to fall in order to accomplish that shot.
This looks okay. Is it going to fall too much? All right, so
Still yellow. One yellow.
1 yellow. Gonna need just a draw to the... Well, here's what you do. I mean, yeah, here's the thing. You draw to the center, take 2, or do you try to get that takeout of the red in the back, hold the shooter, and get 3? Looks like Gregory's opting for, wants to do that. Yeah, the risk is you don't hold the shooter, but if they get that red one out, they still score 2. I think now is the time the risk reward is it's worth it. You're down by 10. You don't really have...
You gotta take those risks.
Yeah, you gotta try to get yourself back in. You've only got 3 ends left after this one, so try to get as many as you can, because you know the more you score, the harder Bilenky's gonna work to keep you from scoring. So they're just gonna start playing takeouts and knocking things out of the way when they have the opportunity. So
I think Jeffrey's distracted by our overhead cam.
oh, Gregory.
Yeah, he was looking upsides.
Yeah. I don't have the screen facing down so they can't actually see it.
No.
And needs it, thinks it's outside. Is it gonna roll inside enough to... No, I don't think so.
It's, I guess one yellow there.
One
Red
yellow.
one seems to be closer to the whites.
Yep. I think we got one yellow there. So Double Trouble gets on the board, though not nearly as many as they would have liked.
It's a starters.
It's a start.
Technically, they can still score 18 points after this and beat Bilenky 19-10.
That's true. That is true. I would bet my house that that is not the final score of the match. But it is possible, just not probable. All right, they just finished the fifth end over on sheet B, with Vady taking another one. So it is 5-1 for Bilenky heading into the sixth end.
5-1 for Bilenky.
Vady.
Starting to confuse me right now.
Vady, Bilenky, it all sounds the same. Potato. All right, ooh, power play here. I think Jeroen and Caro just going for a little power play practice here. It's weird. I'm hearing sweeping sounds coming from sheet B. So I'm wondering if it just feels like the microphone is just picking up everything off to the side, which it's not supposed to do. We do get so much more sound coming from the sides on this microphone.
Than we expected, right?
Yeah. Definitely gonna have to figure that one out. They're just gonna try to draw this one in behind.
Yep.
No, actually, it's going the other way. They're just gonna split the house.
That's also a good option. Kind of trying to force Double Trouble to throw some takeouts. That's a way to, one, avoid a lot of stones in the house, and two, well, if you know they've missed a couple of takeouts so far, then maybe you are making use of their less strong points in this game.
Yep. But see, even at this point, they can't do any takeouts. So it's definitely a good strategy for Bilenky, because they can set things up, they can guard it, and then before Double Trouble can even have a chance to do anything about it. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm watching over what's happening as I'm hearing Verle yell, and I can hear in my headset Dirk sweeping, and I don't believe we should be hearing that from the microphones.
You hope to filter it out, especially with shotgun mics.
Yeah, it should be more of a narrow pattern.
Unless there's some kind of echo in the hall, but then still.
Could be. I have some ideas for it. See, like Gregory's sweeping, we're supposed to hear.
I can hear Gregory sweeping.
Yeah. But I also wonder if our audio is
The same as the output
same as
audio.
what's going output. Yeah. If Timo was watching, he'd probably tell us no.
I was kind of hoping for Timo to pop in and comment on Jeroen's game, but maybe he has family obligations.
I'm guessing, yeah, something to do with Santa Claus today.
Yeah, true.
A lot of places are doing it today.
Or he's just tired of curling. He's reached his tipping point and now he doesn't care about curling anymore. Highly doubt that.
Highly doubt that. Oops. There we go. I'm catching up on the stones. I kept forgetting to click next. Not very much ice for this shot.
Mm-hmm.
Must be trying to really send a rocket down there.
Well, that's something Gregory can play. He's kind of well known for his very hard takeouts, but this is definitely not a rocket takeout.
No. Ah, because they were playing a draw. It's just where he set up the room, it always looks like, yeah, you put it in front of the stone for...
Yeah, for takeouts, just to look for the angle.
Yep, Caro looking to just put something out on the outside of the house, keep it split, keep him chasing.
Right, we'll tap the red one. Slightly deeper.
That one did not fall as much as they would have liked it to, I think. I think Caro was hoping to put something on the outside, but actually taps that red into a much better position. It's a little bit behind the tee line, but it's also behind the guard, so very likely just going to see a draw up against it.
Right, so what is their call right now, John?
Well, yeah, they're going to be drawing around that yellow guard you see up there. Just try to get it onto the freeze up against the red. Try to get themselves in a position to score. Just need to get around this guard. I think it's going to easily clear the guard. Just needs to make sure it falls enough and has the speed to get down to the button.
I think the speed's the most important aspect right now. Small tap on the red would be good.
Oh, but
It didn't fall enough.
Outside, it just didn't fall enough, yep. Yeah, I don't think they needed to sweep that one, but yeah, Martijn wanted to make sure it got around the guard. Maybe held the sweep a little bit too long, but I don't think it would have changed that much if he had gotten off it a second or two earlier. I think we're going to see, yep, Jeroen just take out here. Just going to have to squeeze by this guard. Gonna hit on the side. Ooh, catches that top guard.
Small kiss.
Just enough to push it offline. Goes through the house. So no double trouble. Down to their last stone. What is Martijn going to do? I think he's going to try to draw, use that yellow potentially as backing, but try to roll it, tap it, and roll in. I think ideally they don't want to tap their own yellow. They would probably try to miss their yellow, tap that red one back so they could potentially score 2.
Little wobble on the sliding there.
See if that has an effect on the stone. Doesn't look like it's too... It's a little bit outside. It's also quite light.
Yeah,
He's running out there. It's just not going to get there.
Nope. And red is still sitting shots.
Yep. I think they're just going to come around from the other side, just draw in. But I think we are looking at the last stone of the match. Unless Double Trouble wants to be really mean to Caro and Jeroen and keep them out there in the freezer for a little while longer.
Yeah. But do they have an option to get rid of the yellow stone and score 4 points here? Because
I don't think so. I think there's a gap in the stones up top, but you've got to throw it, and I don't think you would hit it enough, so it's probably not worth the risk when you're up by 9. No need to rub it in. Just take the draw.
well, unless you want to go for the shot of the match, of course. That's
That is true. This one is going to
you want to get your
into the house, but is going to be light. Not going to do much there. One red, and I believe we will see.
yeah. I see
handshakes.
Gregory already applauding and saying, "Well, it's over." Congrats.
Oh, there's the shake hands button. There we go.
Yeah, that was a short game. That was 1 red or 2 reds?
One red.
1 red.
Yeah, only an hour and 26 minutes of broadcast time. So subtract out like the say 5-10 minutes at the beginning for before they actually started the match, and yeah, that was a pretty quick game.
Yeah.
Very strong match, very well played from Bilenky there, despite the illness. I think Jeroen wants Gregory to stop talking just so he can get off the ice.
Yeah.
But, you know...
I think he's gonna order a hot chocolate as a broom stacking gift. Or no, he has to.
he has to pay.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to throw money on the bar and leave. Would not surprise me. Maybe they'll have a tea themselves, but I think they just want to get home and get into bed.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Jeroen still has the power and the strength to put up the final score, or is he
No,
just going to?
He's just going to get the stones.
Yeah.
Zero chance he updates the score.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
too bad. Well,
Yeah.
we know the score. Of
Nobody
course.
updates the score.
Nobody
I
updates
think
the
it's
score.
Daddy's Cool is the only team that updates the score after every match, or at the end of the match. Because you got to go all the way down to the other end. Yeah, nah. Honestly, a little bit of a surprising scoreline. You know, Bilenky was heavily favored going into this match, but believed it was going to be a bit more of a fight from Double Trouble. I think they're just having trouble finding their shots today.
They had double trouble finding their shots today.
Yep.
Here.
Please stop.
Sorry,
Please
that was. I'm all. Yeah. It's yeah.
Yep.
So
So
it was a quick game.
I'm gonna stand up.
Yeah, switch my back
Yep.
like this.
So
So yeah,
that's the second match of our doubleheader. There is a match later, but I don't know. It wasn't originally on the schedule, so we haven't planned on broadcasting it. We're going to have a little discussion and see. We've got it still for a couple of hours, so there might be a surprise bonus match later tonight, but we'll announce that on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere.
yeah, you'll know for sure. Like if we would broadcast the game, what teams are going to play in that game? Do you know by heart?
I know it's Double Trouble.
Double Trouble against. Yeah, I have no clue.
No idea.
no.
No idea.
We'll have to maybe. No, they don't play against Vidi. They're in the different group. I was thinking which team is in the venue today that could play a second game against Double Trouble, but I couldn't imagine.
That could be. Could it be P squared?
I'm gonna quickly.
No,
check
because
the
they're not in the
standings.
same. They're not in the same.
They're not
group.
in the same group, no. So it's yeah. Let's see who's in their league. Michel
doubt-
Jose, Broomaholics, Curling Stones, IDK, SD Rocks, Hammerheads.
Honestly, don't know. I know it's not IDK because this match that's for tonight was supposed to be played the same session that IDK played and Bilenky
Mhm.
played this morning. So obviously rules out those two teams. So it's a 1 in 6 chance, 1 in 5 chance we're gonna guess it right. So
Yeah.
because I also actually I know that Double Trouble has played Broomaholics. So it
Yeah, they
takes
played
them out.
Broomaholics, they played Bilenky.
That's all they've played.
That's all they've
so.
played, yeah.
So normally if Stefan is coming back to make the ice, but I don't think he said anything about playing, so it could rule out SD Rocks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
It's a big surprise for us. It's not how could we know? The only person who could know is well, of course, Double Trouble. They know who they're competing, and then maybe Dirk, the person who drafts the calendar for the Belgium Curling League games. Sometimes it's posted on the wall. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a bit later. But we'll see.
Yep.
So back to the game. I think Bilenky, they've won, so they're still sitting top of the league, 6 points, 3 wins. They're straight on target to be one of the top 3 teams to leave the group stage and enter the playoffs. Maybe together with IDK, we'll have to see. And then maybe it's nice to kind of guess around which team could pick that third position, that third spot to enter the playoffs. Maybe Michel and Jose, they are both players of housekeepers. They're putting up a strong performance in the regular leagues.
I believe, yeah, it's SD Rocks. Like Stefan is a very good anchor there, and you have Danielle, strong player for the women's national team, the Blue Huskies. So I think, I would probably put my money on Michel and Jose.
Yeah, I'd follow that one. Yeah.
They're a very strong team. When those guys are on, they are tough to beat. So
also last season they did a pretty well performance as the Rocks were in the second half of the table last season, if I remember correctly. So that would kind of lean my opinion towards picking Michel and Jose as the third spot in this group. But it's too early to tell. Of course, we're still in the beginning of the season, so many matches still to play.
Yeah, I'm not betting my house on anyone just
all right. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm gonna bet John's house. If you're not willing to bet your house, I'm gonna do it.
Betting my house for me. All right.
So yeah, this was our second game. Maybe there will be a third. We'll see. But if not, thanks at least for watching, and the people who will rewatch this game afterwards. Also, thank you for watching.
So don't forget to do the YouTube thing, like, subscribe, hit the bell for more notifications. Follow us on our social media, Kurdia TV on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yeah.
If you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them in the chat anytime. Send us an email at john@kurdia.tv or pim@kurdia.tv. We will answer any questions we get. We'll love to have conversations. So again, yeah, thank you guys for your time. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, for those of you who are watching this live. And whenever those of you out there not watching it live, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. So once again, bye now, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.